it's not been a good start to the year. A lot of things have just kept happening. I've been wanting to work on the Pontiac C10. Well, life just keeps getting in the way on that one for now. And, well, losing my dog, the weather, that hadn't helped. The weather really hadn't helped because it's been pretty cold, snowy, rainy, all that good stuff. Then, once it seems to be decent, the daily wants to act up. Go figure, I guess I got a little jealous. So, I started getting weird vibration. I figured out the issues with this truck. The radiator gave out. And I had to do that real quick, obviously, because this is a daily. Keeping miles off the G8. The Vibe's got to stay at home for the wife so she can do her stuff. And I took that one for a few days. But I got the new radiator, new fan shroud in. Which is right here. Yeah, I know my wiring ain't pretty, but, you know, I got it ran over here, ground, whatever. I made my new mounts. Now this one literally sits about an inch shorter. Which, that's what this truck called for. It also called for the other size too. That's the only difference is the height on both the one I had before and the one I had now. It's really the only difference. Seems to be working okay. And so, when I ordered that, I decided to order new rotors, new pads. The bleeder valve on that side broke last time I tried to bleed them, so I have new bleeder valves to put in. And, you know, new wheel bearings and all that. Now, it wasn't that long ago I put wheel bearings in this, and the rotors seemed fine, but it started screeching a little bit when I come to a stop, so take everything apart. I got the parts just in case I need to change them, and if not, well, I have them. I'm not going to have to wait for them to ship when I need them, so I guess that's the way to look at it. Getting a weird vibration in my front end, so I did order upper and lower ball joints as well. And I really don't like doing that kind of work. I really don't want to put the time and money in this truck, but it's my daily. I still need a truck to haul parts and do my thing, you know, all that good stuff. Haul stuff to the house to fix the house, you know, that good stuff. So, gotta have a truck. Well, the truck's not running yet, so I gotta keep this one up. And with the value of these are going up, might as well fix it because that just makes it worth that much more later on. Alright, so there's the lower ball joint. I think this is part of my problem. Yep, that should not be moving. Of course, as luck would have it, my air hammer gave out on me, and it is the old-fashioned way. Ah, boy. Well, the good news is, actually using the chisel and grinding off the factory rivets, that's loose. But no matter how hard I hit the other end and knock it out of the spindle, I can drop the jack. That thing is froze up in there. So, trying my patience, you know, it's time for something else. Haha. Made it a lot easier. Thing stuck in there pretty good. Knocked it out from underneath. It came out a lot easier once I cut that off. Of course, painted the arms, especially where I hit it with the grinder, all that good stuff, and underneath where the ball joint sits because it didn't have no paint. So, and of course in the spindle hole, that way maybe rust won't build back up in there if it's cleaned out now. So this truck came from northern Missouri, so it has a bit of rust. This probably explains why I had such a hard time getting that out. Of course, I'm sure northern mechanics are used to that. I'm a southern mechanic, so it is what it is, and that's taken care of now. And I can't really believe that was the original ball joint after this many years. Yep, time to move to the lower. Alright, so here's the lower. You can see I'm not actually touching the jack. I just got there so I can slam into it. I've bent a pickle fork. I bent a pry bar trying to get it out of the spindle. I've cut on it to heat it up. I got a torch to heat it up. I put a cut into the ball joint so it can expand a little bit when it heats up down there so it doesn't do anything crazy. Yeah, this one's going to be a pain. I've already been out for several hours and it doesn't want to give. Heating it up, not doing very well. So, now for the sketchy thing. I thought my truck was dead for a second, but it turns out it's just roadkill. Alright, so it's out. And here's what I rigged up. So me and a guy at work, we welded this nice solid bar to the top. He had a ball joint puller and an electric impact. And once we welded that on there and then impacted the living ever crap out of it, it finally gave, but it took a lot. Now I'm going to put it back together. Alright, driver's side time, and it's pretty bad on the upper and lower. And again, original. So this is going to be fun. So, luckily, after knocking off the castle screw, or castle bolt, grinding off the rivets, and just because I want to see if I can knock out the stud out of the spindle first, unlike the other side, I had to cut the ball joint right there in order to actually get the upper out of the arm, and then I had to spend some time and hammering the stud out because it was stuck. Couple hits on the arm, poof, came right up. So at least this one's not as stuck as the other side, on the upper anyway. I just hope I don't have a repeat of the lower. Well, unfortunately, I had to sawzall that lower ball joint again. And let's see if it comes out of the lower control arm easy. Not as easy as the other side, but it's out. Now all that's left is the rest of it in the spindle. So I guess I'm going to have to take this apart and do exactly what I did last time and get it pressed out. Yay. Of course, go figure. Y'all should know this routine by now. Not only did I have to take all this apart and heat up the spindle and press it out, the stud of the ball joint out after cutting it off, but it starts raining. Of course. I can't catch a break. Oh well. Feel sorry for them. Alright, now one of the last things we're going to do is actually remove this steering wheel. Now I was going to go ahead and bleed the brakes, take the rear end cover off, and double check it, just because I think my problem is coming from the proportioning valve, but because of paranoia, I want to check everything. But the reason for the steering wheel going away is actually because I'm sentimentally attached to the steering wheel. And I don't want to get rid of the truck and let the steering wheel go with it. So this steering wheel is actually something I asked for years ago for this truck. And it's actually the last thing my dad bought me before he passed away. I do not have a horn button for it, but this is what I'll go with. And actually, I do have a horn button for it, but not a horn button I'm going to put on this truck, because it's actually the horn button off the 68 GTO that I was going to put on here, that with this steering wheel. That way the GTO still had a kind of a factory thing going on there, even with the aftermarket wheel. But yeah. Now it's got to clean up a little bit, and it's good. Alright, so at least most of the stuff is taken care of on the truck, and well, with the weather about to turn to thunderstorms here in a little bit, in about an hour or two, there's no point in me digging any more into this truck for now, because it's been one heck of a ride with the weather. So I'm just going to go ahead and call it, and it's good for now. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, thanks for watching.